Hello, welcome to our class for today. We have an in-depth mindset question, and our in-depth question for today is on the psychological keys of setting goals and achieving them. So welcome to our class. So first of all, as a coach and as someone also owning a business, goal setting is really an essential aspect of you for both personally and professionally, both to grow yourself and also for your clients. So if you think about setting goals, that you want to have a goal in mind when you work with the clients. That's the first and foremost when they come, because they're paying you for a service. You want to know what their goal is, what's their end in mind. So yes, it's about what problems they have or challenges that they're faced with, but it's also what's the end result. And so having an objective and an end in mind is really important when you and goal setting for clients, so that they can feel like they get their money's worth and they're also achieving the outcome that they set out. I personally actually do my goal setting at a 6-week mark. So I do 6 weeks and another 6 weeks, and then we reevaluate depending on how long the package is. Even if it's a year package, and we're doing that every 6 weeks. And so I just find that really effective, by the way, the time length of 6-week blocks. And then also for you, when you are goal setting within your own business, this is where you get to up level, you get to stretch yourself, you get to grow inside of business, and you get to go and share your service with the world and have a business that matches, and you're able to fulfill your goal of service. And then also it's all about goal setting is all about living a fulfilling life, because what you get to understand, and this is something that we did in our New Year's transformation workshop that we've been going with at the moment inside of Maximum Growth, is that when you get to reflect on all the goals that you've set for the maybe entire year or the years you've been doing your divine design and planning, get to have a really good look into what's really truly your values, what's inspiring to you, maybe what are potential ideals that you have or roadblocks that prevent you from achieving those goals. So it gives you a really great self-awareness when you track your goals over a long period of time. And so what we're going to discuss today is really the psychological effect that it has and the state you're in that affects the attainment of your goals, or the chance of attainment of your goals. Because sometimes, oh, by the way, PS, I've got Bonnie home at the moment because she's not feeling very well. Give me 1 second while I just mummy for a minute. Anyway, here we are. So thank you. So what's really interesting is that we can feel with our state and our emotional state and our mind state, we can feel an immense amount of pressure. I know that, having worked with a lot of people over a long period of time, that there's this like internal pressure that people put themselves on because they have a goal and maybe it feels really big or feels really far away, and they get stressed about it. And so that's definitely a challenge that people can face when it comes to their mindset around goals. It's also that disappointment that sometimes when you start discovering, well, there's a lot of work that it takes to be able to achieve that goal, and you feel a little bit deflated. And then there's the elements of like failure. So it's like you've committed to something, or you've said it out loud to someone or people or an audience, and then you don't fulfill on it. And so there's that sense of failure. So those are the maybe some of the internal dynamics that happen around goal setting and that affect our ability maybe potentially to go in and goal set again. So today we're going to dive into why the mindset in which you establish your goals are going to play a pivotal role in you fulfilling them. And that's one we want to look at, our mindset to start with. I'm going to share one of the biggest discoveries I've made to why you're not achieving your goals and what you can do about it. And then also the number one telltale sign that your goal that you are going to make, the goals you have are going to make you miserable and lead you to low self-worth and destructive self-talk. So first of all, let's get into discovering why your mindset is important in fulfilling on your goals. So I want you to imagine that your mindset is like an engine, let's say, of a car. And the fuel you put inside of the engine makes a huge difference to the optimizing of that engine. I remember years ago, my boyfriend that died, he rang me. He's like, Tan, oh, you never guess what I just did. I was like, tell me, what did you do? It's like, I just put diesel in my, unleaded car. It's like, oh no. And so it just doesn't work. It doesn't operate. It won't function. There'll be lots of problems and lots of challenges because it's not the fuel that it needs in order to be optimized. Other cars need diesel and they go amazing on diesel, but his car did not. And so we want to think about mindset similar to that. If we have, say, a growth mindset, if we have a focused mindset on an outcome and a goal that's very inspiring to us, that almost gives us energy and gives us fuel for us. Yes, gorgeous. Your ears are hurting, are they? You can take it off if you like. I'm mummying at the moment, so I appreciate your patience with me. There you go, Bon. So we're talking about fuel, and we're talking about that fuel and that fire that lights inside of you. And so I want you to think about your mindset, and particularly when it comes to goals, we have this like congruency with it, and we have the mindset that's almost set for us to be able to attain and achieve a goal. So we also want to think about, like, if we are in a position, and this is something we did in our divine design planning that we did yesterday and also the week before, we spend good maybe 15-20 minutes before we even start to goal set, before we even pick up a pen and start writing. We do exercises and questions to help us get into a state of mind that allows us the best opportunity to actually attain our goal. Because let's say, for example, you have had a fight with your partner, and you've had people in the house that you feel draining from you. You've maybe tried to speak to a couple of people about business, and they've said no or not right now. So you're feeling a little bit deflated. Then you open up your planning, however you plan, and you go into plan for your business and your life, but you're already feeling a bit deflated. So you're going to want to set a goal that's going to help you feel like, oh, at least I can achieve that. You don't just set something that's so unattainable that you get even more depressed about your life. You're going to set goals that are smaller, less of a time frame, more achievable, because then you get that puffed up or that sense of achievement or pride that might come with achievements. And so we then want to manage our state, because then in the inverse, if we go in and we are rocking it, like we've made lots of sales, lots of money, we feel that we're on fire, like we feel like everything's kind of coming into place, and then you goal set, then you could set too many goals, too much in too long of a time horizon, and you don't achieve it, and then you deflate yourself. So like we have that dynamic where you might feel down and depressed, and then your friends try and cheer you up, or you feel really high and elated, and then your friends try to, bring you down. We have the external feedback to help us bring us into equilibrium. Our goals also do the same thing for us. And so if we can get ourselves into that state, and in a state of gratitude, then that's going to have us the best opportunity to be able to set a goal, or set goals that are going to be attainable and achievable. So that is definitely really important and vital step before you even go into goal setting. So let me share you the number one reason I've discovered why you're not achieving your goals and what you can do about it. And so essentially, we had this like amazing moment in our class yesterday. And so when we have a goal, whatever the goal is, so if a client comes to you and they have a goal, you have your own goal that you're wanting to achieve. And if you have this, and it's like, I really would love to achieve this. And then you go, okay, I'm going to start linking, and I'm going to start linking, because you don't know whether it's fully in alignment, and you want to start linking it to ask that question, like, how's it going to serve me to go and do and achieve this goal? So you ask, and you make the connections. And as you do that, you then notice a month later that you've forgotten about the goal, and it drops off and it disappears. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to eat healthy, or I was going to walk every day, or I was going to make more sales calls, or I was going to post on social media, or whatever the goal was. And you've completely forgotten about it. It's because our wiring in our brain isn't just naturally driven, because a goal you have to work towards. And sometimes we forget to work towards it. It's because the linking isn't strong enough. I said this to some of the group last night. Like if you've got a really strong like groove about healthy eating, and you wouldn't even think about eating whatever, McDonald's and drinking Coke and doing things that you perceive are maybe going against health, you wouldn't do those things because it's almost like not even a goal, because it's just a way of life. Yet a goal is something you have to sometimes challenge yourself or push or grow to. And so if we do those exercises, which helps to link our goal setting to help achieve it, but then we don't end up doing it, it's because actually linking is something that you need to do repeatedly. You might have to do it daily. You might have to do it weekly. You might have to do it monthly or yearly in order for it to solidify into your mind and your body and your behavior to make it actually happen. So I would say if you have a goal and you are finding yourself that you're not achieving it and you try linking and then it's still not working, I would just go back into linking it more frequently and more often. Okay. And the last part that I want to share with you today is the number one telltale sign that your goals are going to make you miserable and lead to low self-worth. So in our voids, values, vision, which we do inside of our business class, which was coming up soon, which is one of my favorite parts of the business class membership, is if we want to have a goal that is, because essentially a goal in the future is a void. If we're driven by voids in the past that drive our values, we also create a void in the future for a goal. Yes, gorgeous. 1 second. Yes, gorgeous. You don't have to. You can take them off if you like, and you can wear them or not. Okay. So the number one telltale sign. Yes, gorgeous. Oh, you can. Let me have a look. Is that better? She's watching Shaun the Sheep, just for your record. So if we have a goal in the future, that void that we get created, thank you for staying with me, by the way. So if we have a void in the future that we wanted to attain and create and have, and so we're really focused on, hey Maureen, it's great to see you. If we want to focus on that goal in the future, if, for example, there's not a fluency and congruency, a congruency from your void to your value to your future goal, if there's not a congruency there, it's going to make you miserable. Why? Because it's not really important to you. It's not really important to you. It's not really something that's super inspiring to you, because if there's an alignment between your biggest pain point, your current value, and your future void or future vision that you're after, you're going to feel like it's naturally you. You're going to feel like it's congruent with you. You're going to feel like your goals are yours in part. So let me give you an example. I love learning. I love human behavior. But put those learning and human behavior together, and it is just like, I feel like it's like my birthday every single day. And so that's because I have a void of not feeling smart and bright enough when I was younger. And so that drives my value of wanting to learn, and especially around, and then if I bring that void in with feeling broken and feeling like there's something wrong with me, that was my internal language. So when I was younger, that I felt like there was something wrong with me, that I was going to counseling and I was different from everyone else. And so put them two together, the human behavior aspect of feeling like I'm not okay, and then also my love of learning, and then that drives me in human behavior today, which is why I do what I do. And so then if I go and set a goal that I want to build an Amazon business, I don't know, because it's not my thing, but I know someone who is very inspired by it. But if I want to go and build an Amazon business, I'm going to think, oh, this is really or it's just not even in alignment with what I truly want to do. I'm going to have to do a lot of linking, so I'm going to feel miserable. I'm not going to feel joy inside or like inspiration inside of me. And because it's like, here we're on a train and then all of a sudden we're going off in this direction now. It doesn't even relate to where I'm going. And so you can feel this like disjointedness. And so when we set goals that almost like feel like there's a flow between past, present, and future, you're going to feel like there's this like synergy and alignment, feel like you're almost on the train tracks, and instead of all going out in all these different directions, you feel like you've landed on the train and you're going straight ahead, and it feels really congruent. So that is definitely one of the number one telltale signs that you are off, or you're feeling like off purpose. And that is when you feel like there's an incongruency between your past, your present, which is your present actions and behaviors today, and where you want to go in the future. Because one of the quotes that I love most, which is like, tell me what you do today and I will tell you where you're going in your future. It's like, that is so true, because every single decision that we make today, every single action that we take today is all leading towards your future. So that when we feel in alignment, we're going to feel much more energy and inspiration that comes through. So thank you for hanging out with our in-depth question for today. Appreciate and deeply appreciate having to mummy and also share this information and wisdom with you. So thank you for being patient with me, and I look forward to seeing you at the next perfect time.